I'm sorry. Hello? Are you with me?
I'm here. We're here.
Oh, okay. Because y'all screens are frozen. I'm sorry.
It's
But
okay. We're good.
okay. So teenage dad had my daughter, got my own apartment, um, stopped selling drugs, but still was getting high, working, and then everything. Uh, it was stressful because that was my first daughter. I'm sorry, when I was a teenage dad, I had the one daughter. Then by 25, 18 to 25, I had my second daughter. She was on the way. I was still getting high, running around. My lifestyle, I wasn't selling drugs, but my lifestyle was just in the streets. So I had a nervous breakdown. What a nervous breakdown is, it's a psychotic episode. I thought somebody might have slipped me some bad drugs. Till this day, I don't know. But when they finally caught me, I was hallucinating. I was seeing things, hearing things. My daughter's mother was pregnant in the house. I grabbed her, acted violently towards her, tried to throw her down the steps. I was just acting. I tried to throw her down the steps. I mean, I was just real violent, but I didn't throw her down the steps. Something told me not to. Thank God. But anyway, she contacted my family and told her I was acting different. I didn't know I was acting different. I was in a manic. Manic is like a mood swing that's really high where you think I actually thought I was God. To be honest, I was really bad off. And so they finally court me. They had a 302 me. That's involuntary commitment into a mental institution. That was 1995, and that's when my struggle began with mental illness, because I just stopped the alcohol and drugs. I had to deal with this mental illness. I was very depressed afterwards. I was diagnosed bipolar disorder the first time. That's mood swings. And I'm gonna tell you, drugs make you have mood swings. So I was dealing with mental illness, trying different medications that the doctors was giving me. And it's like you almost a guinea pig. It's no joke. It's like you almost a guinea pig because they don't know exactly which drug is going to work for you, which medicine is going to work for you. But I struggled for 20 years with medication. To make a long story short, I often got well, then I relapsed on drugs, then I went to jail for being violent because I wouldn't maintain my health during my mental health, because I wasn't in treatment. I didn't think treatment would work. I didn't think therapy would work. So I was in a spiral, like for 20 years, dealing with this in and out of jail, in and out of the institute, mental institutions. And finally in 2016, I got it together. I was depressed, very depressed, suicidal. I wanted to kill myself. But I thought of my daughter, so I didn't. My brother came and got me. I asked him to come get me and take me to the hospital. He took me to the hospital, and I did something that I never did before. I tried something different. I actually accepted treatment. I took the medicine. Stayed in the hospital for about 3 weeks or a month. Came home. I didn't go home. I went into a recovery house for drug and alcohol treatment. The recovery house helped me out. I had a place to stay. They gave me meals. And I also went to a day program for drug and alcohol treatment. So I kept up with the treatment, and then I started going to NA meetings, AA meetings, and I got a sponsor. And I know people hear this all the time, but I'm telling you, it really is amazing, and it worked for me. My sponsor used to get me involved in volunteering. And volunteering is very good to do when you're feeling down on yourself, because it gives you an opportunity to help someone and not worry about yourself. When you give back and you helping someone, you feel good. It starts to make you feel good about yourself. So, excuse my voice. That transition helped me well. And to this day, I went back to school at the age of 40. By the way, I'm 51 years old now, but I went to school in my 40s for auto technology, but I got a job in there, and then I got hurt on the job. But anyway, I went back to school to be a certified peer specialist. I'm trying to give you guys and anybody hope, because it's like Melissa said, it's all about resilience, not giving up, getting back up after you get knocked down, because that's how life is, ups and downs. So I went back to school. I got this this is just a certificate of completion for wellness. It's the RAC program that we use as CPSs. I'm currently a CPS now, which is a certified peer specialist, where I help people with mental health and drug addiction problems, just like I have. So I create relationships with them, offer them resources and things like that. This is my certification for CPS. And also, guys, I wrote a book. Now, I didn't tell you everything in this book. It's a short book, but it was an accomplishment in itself just to get my struggles on paper and to help others. So if you can, this book, get the book, get my book. It's on Amazon, and I sell it myself. Melissa, she has my email. So if you guys want to ask your parents or anybody to help you, it's $10. Get the book. And if you guys, I want to say, I know a lot of you guys might can relate, because at this age, what y'all 14 to 21, you know the deal. You know what's going on, the popping pills, and that's what's popular now. I just want to warn you that the fun is going to come to a halt at some point, and you're going to be sorry that you ever indulged in it. And that's my story. I want to say, do anyone have any questions at all? Anything I missed, or anything you didn't understand, or anything you want to know about how I did it, now's the time to ask me. I'm here.
Hi, my name Adriana. I don't know,
How you doing, Adriana?
like I live in like North Philly, and I really live on the
Right.
Strawberry Mansion side. Like that's where I'm from. So like a lot of the guys on that side, a lot of my friends I grew up with, they all doing on that road like exactly how you was. And it's like it's sad to watch them, like to see where they came from, and now they just popping pills, stealing cars, and they think they chasing money, but they not really being smart. Like, and now so many of my friends died between last year and this year. Like just them 2 years, I done lost. Can't even count on my hands like how many people I've known, kids under the age of 18 that died to gun violence and suicide and just too much. Like one of my friends, I don't know, you probably heard about it on the news. He got killed at a gas station last year. And Juniana, that's what it's called. Like it's like the Puerto Rican side.
Oh, Juniana Park, I heard of it.
Yeah, he got killed trying to steal somebody's car. And that's really what he was known for. And it's like he was young, but this is what they don't really have old heads down there teaching them no more. Like they need more people like you down there. Like they don't have the right old heads. Like the people that's standing on them blocks, they not helping them. They not leading them the right way. They leading them on the wrong paths. Like they not teaching. They ain't putting guns in their hands. Like they old heads. Like it's just messed up down there. Like, oh, let me turn my camera on. It's just messed up down there. Like, and it's like they need more old heads like you, like to actually show them like this what I've been through. Like they having babies at a young age, left and right, different females, like just different stuff like that, and they still not getting it. Like they kids just turning 4 and 5, and they still doing what they doing. Like now it's getting scary. Like these is your babies. Like you gotta change for them. Like I don't know, it's just crazy. Like and these people I grew up with, that's what make it hit home even more. Like
Yes. It's Adriana, right?
mm-hmm.
You know what? I forgot to mention the most important thing that I actually forgot. My daughter committed suicide. She was 30 and she was popping them perks. She was drinking, but she had a good job. And I'm a grandfather. She has a daughter, but she got caught up with this dude, her baby father. But I can't really say, because at the time I was in jail. So I can't really say he influenced her or, you know, she got her own mind, but that's a loss. So I understand where you, where you live at. I understand where you're coming from. And now you seem like you sound like an intelligent Black sister. And I want you to continue to do what you do just to survive. I mean, just to live out there, because I know it's hard. Thank you, Adriana.
Yeah, thanks, Adriana.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Let me hear from the guys. Let me hear from the guys now. Come on.
Oh, I ain't got no questions, but I just know I used to go to King and I used to see a lot of crazy stuff there.
Yeah, I went to King also. You from uptown?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you punched in, man. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. I moved ninth grade and I went to
Okay.
Roxborough.
Right. How you like Roxborough?
Oh, it was good. It was all right. It was good.
You already graduated?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
You keep going and do positive things. Be around positive people that'll uplift you. Not negative to take you down, you know.
Yes, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Anyone else? Lewis,
How
you have
about another
anything?
sister?
Another sister?
No, I was never around like that. I kind of grew up in the northeast part of Philly, so I've seen it, but I never kind of like it never crossed my mind to get into stuff like that. Or like my friends, maybe they did, but uh, since I was in the nicer parts of Philadelphia, it didn't show as much.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. Actually, back in the 80s, my neighborhood was a nice neighborhood. West Oakland. It's still kind of nice, but just the elements came in there. Maybe the elements of drugs and stuff didn't come in your neighborhood, but they came in mine. But mine was a pretty nice neighborhood too.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to say. I grew up in Germantown, and Germantown was like Lewis, like you said. I grew up on a relatively what I felt was safe block. You know, didn't have a lot of things going on. But when I got older, I realized that not too far, you know, a few blocks this way, a few blocks that way, you know, there was a lot going on. And as we got into high school, and then in college, it seemed like a lot of my friends, the ones who either like came back from college or, you know, might have dropped out of college, or some who didn't go and decided to stay home and work. It seemed like as people started to get jobs, got more money, access to more things, cars, could get around to different neighborhoods and stuff, it did start to have more of an impact on me. Not so much, like you said, Lewis, not so much in high school, maybe towards the end of high school, I saw a few little bit, but really like in that early young adulthood. And that's one reason why I'm so glad you're here today, Khaliq, to talk to us, because although nobody, like, when you ask what careers or what life plans you have, nobody says, I want to be on drugs. Nobody says, I want to be a drug dealer. I mean, I can say nobody, but most people don't say that. Most people don't say, I want my life to spiral, and I want mental health, you know, to be something I have that has a really strong impact, or trauma, you know. But it's important. I wanted Khaliq to come and share his story, because it's important for us to know that things happen and we make decisions, real quick decisions sometimes, that can, like he said, his life was on a certain path when he was younger. He was doing a lot of the same things that many of you were doing when you were in school, getting good grades, being on the honor roll, getting into great school programs. And sometimes we talked about this, we talked about the pressures that come from achievement. We had talked about that. We talked about not having, you know, safe and adults in your life that you can connect to and make connections that can really keep you on the right path. We talked about a sense of belonging. Sometimes we have those other things, but we don't feel like we belong, and we can feel very isolated, and then get caught up in trying to belong to the wrong groups, belonging to the wrong associations and people, friend groups and things like that. So this is not like, I'm not trying to tell you, you know, it's not like a say no to drugs kind of thing, you know. Of course, I want you to, you know, choose healthy choices in your life. This is more about a real story about how this really looks. Khaliq did not choose when he was in 5th grade, middle school, you know, high school. He didn't choose the path that his life took. It wasn't like he could see all the way down the path. I'm sure there were people who gave him different warnings and stuff, maybe not. But sometimes when we're young, or young adults, teenagers, young adults, you know, you old, you old, you don't know. You don't know. I'm gonna be all right. You know, I'm just gonna do this. I could stop anytime. This is just something I do right now, you know. But when I get 21, when I get 25, when I get 30, whatever benchmark you set, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna get myself together when I have kids, when I, you know, whatever it is, when I settle down. And sometimes you look up and you're 40, and life has gotten hold of you. And so
That's absolutely true.
And I know so many people, Khaliq, thank you for the bravery and the transparency of your story and the rawness of your story, because
you're welcome.
A lot of times we hear it from a book, we hear from somebody, a professional coming in and talking to us about, you know, drug use and choices and mental health and stuff like that. But for somebody who really has been there, I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad you are moving forward in your life. I'm glad you were able to achieve writing a book. That's a big step. I'm glad you know, the certification with your becoming a peer specialist. That's important to give back. We've been talking about the importance of giving back out of our trauma, out of our pain. We give back. We don't just sit on it and hold it for ourselves and pretend like it didn't happen. All of that's part of building resilience in ourselves and building resilience in our communities, because you all have a story. You all have a story even now, and you're all going to have more stories. And I want you to just see the importance of sharing your story, the importance of helping other people avoid some of the mistakes that you've made already or you might make, or help them just to kind of like see you as an inspiration. If you don't make those mistakes, share why, share your reasons, what help you avoid. Like Lewis said, Lewis, you got a story. Share your story about how you were able to avoid. I'm sure you live in a nice neighborhood, but you can get on a bus, you know, so you could have went somewhere to a not so nice neighborhoods. I know, you know, people who don't necessarily live that lifestyle, and you could have made choices. There were always choices, and you made choices to stay away. Share that story about how you made those choices. Grab yourself a little young boy and say that, not grab them, you know what I mean, but get connected to some younger people younger than you and share how you navigate that space so they can kind of follow in your steps and say, okay, I can look up, I might see 5 guys over here doing the wrong thing, but I see Lewis over here doing right. I see Dej, I see Kayla, I see Yamina, I see Adriana, I see Caitlin, I see Aaliyah, Amani, Abigail, Melina, AC, Asaya, Dominic, Tamar, Hanaja. I see Tagita. I see you, and I see you trying to make good decisions. And I'm gonna follow this one person making these good decisions as opposed to maybe the 5 over here not making not so good decisions. Yes.
Can I just piggyback off of you?
Yeah,
There
definitely.
was
Go ahead.
people that there was people that I grew up on the same block, but they didn't involve themselves in it. You know, they went to school, they went to college. You know, I used to go visit them up college and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, Lewis, you did well. Don't devalue the fact that just because you didn't come from a slum neighborhood, that you know takes away from your own personal choices, good choices that you made. Because there's a lot of people that come from good homes and clearly make bad choices. So don't think just because you lived in a nice neighborhood, because trust me, there was guys in Central High School, they lived in beautiful homes and they had all the drugs in the world, you know. So that's all I wanted to piggyback off of you, Melissa. But you're right on point, Melissa.
Really good point. Thank you for that. Thank you for adding that. That was good. So I don't have any more questions. I just want to say thank you for a real story about resilience. Well, I did have one question. I wanted to you shared a little bit about what made you kind of like begin the path of turning around. We've been talking to our young people about, so what if you do make a bad choice? What if you do have a misstep? What if you do have something that you consider to be a failure in your life? You know, what did you do to come back? You know what I mean? What really like brought you back to make you say like, and not let those things that happened in your past keep you from moving forward?
Good question. And it's not easy, but there's a saying, if you keep doing the same thing and expect different results, you're insane. So what got me, I hope you understand that. What got me, the same things I was doing, I would get the same results. You know what I'm saying? So I got to the point where I got tired. I said, it's time to do something different because I'm tired of living my life this way. My kids is growing up and they got to see me go through this. That's why I don't blame myself, but I have a lot of guilt and shame that my daughter committed suicide because it could have been hereditary, but it could have just been seeing me, you know, seeing me go through it, and she just followed in my footsteps, but she didn't make it, you know. But I can't think of it like that. I just, you know, because that'll keep me stuck and that'll keep me from not growing. So I just, you know, keep it moving, you know what I mean? And but that's what got me to keep going, Melissa, is stop doing the same thing. I mean, if you do the same thing, you won't get the same results. So I tried something different and I got different results, which was good.
That's good. And one of the other things, that's really good. Thank you for that. One of the other things I just thought about to say before we end is, so you talked some, and about how you like started hanging out with different people, and I know that was part of it. But if you can, if you can share, if you could take yourself back to like the beginning of when you started getting on this so-called wrong track, like what was it that took you from being that honor student to, you know what I mean? Like what made you want to hang with those guys and not hang with the good cats like Lewis? Like, you know, and then they
Yeah,
what was it? If you can go back to that time when you were, how would you say this started like in maybe like middle school, I guess?
14.
14. So
Yeah,
what was it?
14. Good question. It was my low self-esteem, I think, because I was shy. I didn't know how to talk to girls, and I didn't think I was cool, even though I got caught up in that being cool thing.
Okay.
I didn't really know what cool was. I thought cool was smoking a cigarette, hanging on the corner, you know, smoking weed. You know, I thought that was cool. And my low self, and it made me, it did change my mentality. I mean, I got to be out of my shyness, but in a bad way, because it led me to delinquency, you know, juvenile delinquency. And so all this being cool and all that crap, that's what I got caught up in. That's how I started going in the wrong direction.
And thank you for sharing that, because a lot of what that resonated with me, because we've been talking to our young people for the last 6 weeks about resiliency factors. We've been talking to them about things like making connections, making good connections, making positive, healthy connections. We've been talking to them about getting a sense of belonging. If you're someplace where you don't feel like you belong, you should find another place to be. If you're someplace, even if, like you said, it's a place where it might be popular or cool, if something inside of you is saying you don't belong here, you know, even in a negative way, it's like, if there's something in you, then it's like, it's okay to find another place where you do belong, a positive place. We talk to them about achievement and how you have to find your own way of defining achievement. What does that mean to you? So that you're not measuring and comparing yourself to other people's achievement and thinking like they're cooler than you, or they're better than you, or they're, you know, more successful than you, and putting that kind of unnecessary added pressure on yourself to be anything other than yourself. We talked about autonomy, making your own decisions so that you look at the things you can control and then find ways to not get caught up in the things that you can't control, so that you're not chasing that that inability to control, that trying to control things, trying to make things happen that really are not in your control. So you talk about imposter syndrome and things like that, where you start trying to be something that you're not, or even not letting yourself be what you know you can be because you're afraid. So you're not pushing yourself to be to your dreams because you don't think you deserve it, and dealing with that kind of stuff, getting the help you need, talking to people about that, talking to a counselor. And then this week we've been talking about fulfillment and how you take all of that you're doing to become more self-aware, to reach out and help others. So it's not just about you in this journey, it's about you helping others on their path as well. So those are the resiliency factors we've been talking about, and you hit on all of them. I mean, you hit on all of them today, and I thank you. Yes, go
Thank
ahead.
you. I
You're
want to
welcome.
piggyback one more thing I want to tell the children. Well,
Okay.
not children. I'm gonna tell y'all that was me. I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't. And that's the one thing you don't want to be. I mean, I was very intelligent, very smart, I had good parents. I'm telling you, I had all the you know, it's people that's struggling. Families are struggling with even putting food on the table. They have clean clothes, and I'm talking about not just clothes, but clean clothes. And you know, people are struggling. I didn't go through that struggle. I didn't go through that struggle at all. I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't. And that's why I got caught up. And that was a good point, Melissa.
Thank you. I want
Okay.
to thank you, Khaliq. I
Cool.
want to thank you for coming. I want to thank you for sharing your story. I want to thank you
Yes.
for, people may not have said anything, but I know that a lot of what was said hits home for a lot of people. And there's reflection on what you said. If not today, then maybe sometime down the line, it'll come back and say, I remember back on August 18th, 2021, someone
Right.
came, Khaliq Moore came and talked to us about this, and, it's going to help people make some different choices. So that's what's important. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you for inviting me.
You're
Thank
welcome.
all of you, because you really fulfilled me this morning.
Thank
I
you.
feel great this morning, and I'm going to do something good for myself. And remember, be kind to yourself, everybody. Be kind to yourself.